Good afternoon, and welcome back to the channel. This is the monster manual of the so popular, so magical 3.5 version of Warcraft RPG book. Yep, so memorable. Anyway. I recently resubbed to WoW, and yeah, it's about what I expected. I logged into my main, looked at the guild chat log, and realized that, yeah, a lot of people were kind of mad. So in that guild, I was the co-GM / I don't know half the time. That guild was started like a week after the final raid tier for the final raid for Dragonflight came out, and we attempted to raid and try to at least clear heroic content. We did not get through heroic. We did not make it that far, but that happens. Unfortunately, drama broke out because of course it did, and eventually it boiled over with well over half the guild leaving and the guildmaster getting disheartened and just kind of giving up. I was pretty much done as well. Plus, I had a newborn, so that became harder for me to raid because he was usually right next to me at night until I went to bed. So it made it difficult for raiding when he would go start crying. But overall, that ended. Apparently, someone put in WoW tokens worth of gold into the guild bank. Unfortunately, I could not pull it out and give it to him because I saw that he was asking for it, and I could not do it because I never had access to withdraw money from the guild bank. The GM did, and the GM now has 246,000 gold in the guild bank that was put there by me, some former guild mates, and the one person who put the equivalent of a token's worth of gold into it at the time. Most of the mats in there are my mats, mainly the herbs and whatnot. I should have took them out before I left, but I decided to just leave them in there because they're barely worth anything. I bought several tokens throughout the lifespan of the short lifespan of that guild, so that we could get things up and running. Basically, cheat our way into getting the crafting gear, the crafted material we needed for the cauldron, potions, the pre-pot potion thing that people want, food, enchantments, tailoring, everything. I bankrolled a big portion of the guild. I think I bought a total of maybe 8 or 9 tokens just to funnel money into the guild so that we could get materials and whatnot. I left all that in the guild bank. Didn't touch a single one. There were some nice people in that guild. But overall it was just a mess. So, my character, my little druid, my main for so many years, since a few months after I didn't make him until the first year, until 1 year classic in vanilla. So 1 year after vanilla launched, I made my druid. My original character was a gnome warrior. But this little druid of mine, he is now a guardian. I went guardian as my main spec so that we could have a tank and not worry about one less tank required for raid. I have been a healer since vanilla. I was healing as imbalanced spec before the pre-patch for Burning Crusade came out that gave the life tree form for druids. And once that patch came out, I hit level 40. I swapped to that, and I leveled up healing. The rest, I leveled up as a healer until dual spec came out in Wrath. And yes, I was that person who didn't want to spend money respecking all the time, so I just stayed as a healer and just grinded my way to max level and Wrath and Burning Crusade. Very slow going, but got really good at healing on the spot. And one thing about this book I like is that it tells you how to make corrupted creatures, which I like it. Gives you different robots and whatnot. I think this version of the book actually has the add-ons, because the website I got it from has a lot of the add-on stuff to it. The stuff that was only available on a website to download, and that website's been debunked for That website's been debunked for a number of years. I am looking at the road when I do this stuff. I have the phone angled so that I can see what's going on and keep my hand on the wheel. Unfortunately, the tires in this vehicle are a little bit messed up because the guy in charge of managing our fleet stuff, he said plain and simple that we're not getting new tires for the vehicle anymore. That's because I blew a tire out, and my spare tire had a chunk taken out of it to begin with, so I had no spare, and that made everyone mad because I guess no one realized that I was without a spare tire. And it's been an issue. But my van has the wrong kind of tires on it. I need a certain brand of tires, certain kind of tires according to the manufacturer, and a lot of places are denying service to the tires until I get the proper tires on the vehicle. So yeah, dealing with that kind of stuff is fun. Anyway, back to WoW. So I logged on and I looked over the stuff in the guild bank, trying to figure out who the money belonged to. I couldn't go that far back in the money log to see what was going on. I didn't bother messaging anyone. I just left the guild. G quit. And this is after I spent a few minutes on the on the character selection screen, organizing my warband, deleting the character I have not played in years and was made as a joke. It was a female Draenei Death Knight named Slurpit. Yeah, it was on Moonguard. That was part of the joke, and the character's gone now, so I'm not worried about it anymore. Got my characters put together. Got my Sigdal. Got my Surgdal, which Sigdal is the original name of Surgdal, but I had made Sigdal before I moved my Dwarf Warrior over to Moonguard. Yes, I moved 2 characters over to Moonguard for Dragonfight, essentially. And yeah, fun time. Anyway, back to the pre-patch. I've been doing some of the pre-patch stuff. Did some of the quick little quests for the warband stuff for the bank, and I had fun doing the. I had fun doing the pre-patch event, the Memories of Azeroth stuff, and that's because everything there is kind of just turn your brain off and just do stuff, which is honestly, at this moment in time, a good thing for me, because I have a lot of stuff going on at work right now. And at home, so me being able to turn my brain off and just get something done is fantastic for me. It was ESO that I used to do that with, but I can't do that with ESO anymore due to me just being so far behind in content that I actually want to pay attention to the story, and I can't do that when I'm half asleep, just piloting my character around. It's and because I play a Templar, a melee Templar, stamina Templar, I have to pay more attention to where I'm standing, so that's more effort for me to keep track of instead of my Druid, which I've been playing for 20 plus years. About 20 years? I've been playing for about 20 years, and I can just, not 20 plus, but about 20 years now, and almost 19 years, almost 19 years. And I can pretty much play any form of his besides Feral with me half asleep, which I did for raiding. When I was healing back in Legion, I was the only healer half the time in our raid, and I kept everyone up, drinking heavily. One of my favorite events is I'm texting my friend, who was the guild master of that guild as well. I'm texting him saying I am drinking my ass off right now, and I'm healing with one hand while texting you. How am I keeping the entire raid up? It's a fun little joke, but it's also kind of bad because I drank a little too much around that time. But yeah, hopefully that doesn't happen again. It's not gonna happen again. I can't afford to drink like that again. I'm too old now. But yeah, I'm hoping to have fun. I am gonna probably keep doing Guardian spec just so I can just keep going, because I like the tanking spec a lot, because it's just one of those things I don't have to worry about dying. I don't have, if I die, it's usually not my fault now. That's the gimmick. That's the joke. But as a healer, I liked being a healer, because I was always required. Tanks are, you always need more than one healer when it comes to raid. Tanking, you need 2 tanks. That's it. So it's gonna be harder for me to get pug ripped most likely, and it requires me to basically have perfect mechanics down and have everything down exactly the way it needs to do if I try to pug anything. This is the healer. I have the wiggle room of I can learn this stuff quickly, and no one's going to immediately die if I don't cast the spell. So with my mentality, it's going to be a little bit harder for me to, oh boy, I hate these little track things. It's going to be a little bit hard for me to keep going, and wow. I really do like the fact that they made stat blocks for all the colors of dragons. Well, beside black. I don't think black's in here. Let's see. Bronze. Oh boy. Well, they do. Black. I didn't see that. Yeah, black. I know it might be fan made, that's all, but I think I have to go back and look through here or look at my actual book I have at home. And I could have sworn they had chromatic. Something for chromatic. There's a Doom Lord. So Dreadlord, I actually want to use him for a campaign I'm doing for it's Dungeons and Dragons, but I'm putting in the world of Warcraft. I just basically enabled all the D&D races just so I don't have to sit there and try to custom make all the races again. That was a big mistake. Dwarf, elements, stuff like that. Even the elementals, they have different forms of the elementals too, which is great. I love thinking, oh boy. Damn, it's only 3:30 and I'm already tired. That's not good. Hopefully I get to play some more WoW tonight. I'm looking forward to that. I gotta do a lot of cleaning tonight though. I got bottles to clean, dishes to clean, and house to clean. Also, gotta put both kids to sleep, bathe both kids again tonight. I bathe them. I try to bathe them every night. The baby, sometimes he gets bathed every night, but the problem is that sometimes he will throw a fit and not sleep for hours after he gets a bath. So I try to bathe him every night, but sometimes he gets bathed every other night. It's bad. I still wipe him down with a rag. Wipe him down with a little rag. He hates. If he doesn't want to get a bath, he's not gonna go in the bathtub. He will fight and bite and try to kill me. I really just want to find a guild as well. Just a guild that I can just jump into the Discord and just talk to every now and again, or jump online and say, hey, you guys want to do something, or you guys, hey, do you want to go tank this for us or heal this for us, and I can just go have fun. That's been a problem with some of the guilds I've been in the last few years. Is there's usually a group of people doing stuff, but it's just that group of people, and you're you're not part of the group, so you're not going with them. That was a big case in the guild. One of the guilds, the first guild back in Legion, there was the group of people who always did stuff, and that was it. Everyone else had to was everyone. Then there was the group I was part of, which was us basically gearing up everyone we can as fast as we can. We would do mythic runs non-stop some nights. If there wasn't a raid plan that night, we would just run keystones, mythic plus, then mythic keystones until the people were basically carrying got geared all the way up. Thankfully, it was mostly DPS classes, but if it was a tank, that was difficult. And if it was a healer, that I would usually step out and just go back and just do other stuff I needed to do, or jump into one of the other parties that were doing it. There were, at one point in time, 3 groups of people just constantly gearing up others. Usually it was made up of a healer, a tank, and 1 DPS, and then the other 2 DPS kind of got dragged along. But if it came to keystones, we usually tried to get 2 DPS, and then have the third person be a DPS at wherever, and just have whatever loot table they're going to have. We had a system. Wasn't a good system, but it was a system. Anyway, that's it for right now. Might make another video later today, or tonight, or whenever. But you guys enjoy yourself. Hope my ramblings helped you not be bored for a little bit. And looking at this book as I scroll through the different creatures, give you an idea of just how much effort was put into this RPG. And I really wish for it to come back. Not just people converting it to 5e and saying, "Oh, there you go." No, I want the actual RPG back. That way, people can make actual client support for it for, Roll20. Anyway, you guys have fun. Bye bye.